Welcome to my channel. I'm Keanu Carey, and today we're talking about the Tissot Seastar. You probably thought I was going to say the PRX, didn't you? If you're like me, you find the Rolex Submariner at 41mm way too large. And if you're like me, you spend a lot of time looking for a dive watch that's more proportional to your wrist. At under $500, this Swiss diver deserves your attention. Here I have the white model, and I think that on the bracelet, the white model could work for a man or a girl. Let's start off with some specifications. This case comes in at 36mm with a lug to love of 42mm. I know that sounds small to most people, but just look at how well it wears on my wrist. It also comes in a bigger 40mm option if you have a larger wrist. The Seastar collection comes in a wide variety of models. It has GMT models, it has chronograph models, but today we're only going to be talking about the diver. I really like this watch because I think it looks really unisex. I think a man or a woman could wear this watch. And I really don't think that we should worry about the marketing towards men and women. I think we should focus on how proportional it looks on the wrist. A good rule of thumb to follow is if it takes up 80% of your wrist, then I feel like it fits. And it should never go over the wrist or overhang. The first pro of this watch is definitely the smaller size. I think you should always try on a watch before you buy it. But if you have a 6.5 inch wrist or below, I think that this will fit you for sure. Editing Keanu here. I forgot to mention I have a 5.5 inch wrist, and if I don't mention it, I'll get comments on it. So yeah, back to the video. Next up is the case finishing. So this case uses a mix of polish and brush finishing. And I say as a guy, I really appreciate like an all brushed watch. I'm specifically thinking of the Black Bay 58 in silver and all brush. I really love that watch. But I think that the polishing gives it kind of an elevated style. And I really hate when a watch is fully polished because it just looks super cheap. So I'm glad I did a really good job in mixing in the finishes in a way that elevates the taste of this piece. On the same note, the case and construction quality feels fantastic. Each link is solid and the inlinks are solid, and the case back feels really good, and the crown action is amazing. Another pro about the construction is the sapphire bezel. This watch at under $500 has a sapphire bezel insert, whereas the Black Bay 58 at $4,000 only has an aluminum bezel insert. The bezel looks really striking. If there's only one thing I could critique on it, is I'd want some lume on the bezel. But the Super Luminova on the dial itself is really good, and it glows so brightly. And I guess I'll throw this along with the construction, but can you believe that this watch has the same water resistance of a Submariner at 300 ATM, or roughly about 1,000 feet, and it's only 10mm thick, with a screw-down crown. I think that more watches should be a little bit thinner, and I think that watch companies need to get better at that. Another pro about this watch, it has a very versatile lug width at 18mm. See, if you wear smaller watches, you probably wear around 18mm lug width, and so any strap you have will fit this one. And what I really like about it is it comes with this quick change system, which is really helpful. And if you buy the watch, it actually comes with an extra rubber strap. So this one specifically comes with the white strap. And I don't wear it on the white strap. I think once you put it on a white strap, it looks way too feminine. Yeah, but my mom wears it on the white strap and she thinks it looks really good. But I would keep it on the bracelet if you're another guy looking for a more masculine look. Oh, and one more thing. The bracelet, the way it tapers, it's not very dramatic. So I think that it doesn't give off like an uber feminine vibe, which I really like. Because you'll have a case where like a watch looks great and it could be unisex, but then the bracelet tapers so dramatically and it just looks so dainty. So I'm glad that this one doesn't have a super dramatic taper. That being said, it does have a taper, so it doesn't give off this like bulky, like unrefined look. One more pro I'm going to sneak in here at the end are the cool hands. So something I personally look for in watches are cool handsets, because what are you looking at most when you're looking at a watch? Well, when you're telling the time, you're looking at the hands themselves. So you want some boring stick hands, or you want something interesting to look at? Well, on the Tissot Seastar, it comes with a cool T counterbalance, and the hands themselves are sword-like, which look really good. So they get a pass from me. Alright, on to my one and only complaint about this watch, and that would be the movement. This comes with the quartz movement, and I really want it to be an automatic. My hope is that if I create content about this watch and it becomes more popular, that maybe they'll make a mid-sized or even this watch with an automatic movement inside of it. We saw that with the popular PRX. They had the 40 and the automatic, and then the smaller quartz model. But then they realized that it would be really popular if they put the automatic movement into the smaller case. So I think we could see that with this Seastar model as well. I'd really like to see them include like maybe a mid-size, like a 37 to 38 millimeter Tissot Seastar with an automatic movement in it. Although the quartz movement could be seen as a pro, as it's more robust and it's still a really quality movement. I really like on these quartz movements when you change the date, if it's a quick change. Like, to me, that's how I see, okay, you know, they didn't just slap in the cheapest movement they could find. They put in a little bit of extra effort into it. And I really appreciate that when I'm spending a lot of money on a luxury Swiss timepiece. Why did I choose this watch? Well, I actually didn't. This is my mom's watch that I'm borrowing. That's why you didn't see it in the watch collection video. My parents are actually watch collectors too. So my mom bought this originally for her, and it actually looked really small on her wrist. She has a larger wrist than I do. And I wear it a lot more than she does because it looks a lot more proportional on my wrist. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be a man's or a woman's watch. As long as it fits your wrist proportionally, I think that usually you can get away with wearing either one. One last thing I'm going to throw in here at the end is I think that this could make a really good Rolex Yachtmaster alternative. See, if you ever held the Yachtmaster compared to the Submariner, you know, the Yachtmaster is supposed to be this more elegant, more rich watch, which is odd because in my mind the Yachtmaster and the Daytona are more closely related than the Yachtmaster and the Submariner. Back to my point though, this watch could be seen as a Yachtmaster alternative because, you know, it is kind of that luxury diver. It is a little bit more shiny than any of these divers in this price range. And I think it works really well as an affordable luxury timepiece. But what do I know? I put this at the end because I know that not everyone's going to agree with that statement. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I know that this model isn't very popular compared to all the other stuff on YouTube. But I just wanted to get some more content out on it. That way more people can be exposed to this really, really underrated watch. I'd highly recommend this piece. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If it was my choice, I'd pick the blue or the black one. And if you also like smaller watches, I have my State of Collection video picked out right here for you. I'll see you over there.